We are live. Good morning, good morning, good morning, South Florida. Hello, world. I'm Robert Henderson Jr., founder, CEO, president of the Henderson Financial Group. Yes, live here in Miami, Florida with the Henderson Financial Group. We're live in the studios of the Henderson Financial Group right here in Miami, Florida. And joining me here is my brother from another mother. I enjoyed this brother for a long time. Spiritual brother, different mothers, but the same father, the one and only James T from Hot 105. Bro. I mean, you could talk all day, bro. How you doing?
And sometimes we do.
We just talk,
We just
go from this to this.
we have to stop just to do the show.
Yeah. But
But
I always enjoy our talks because it's always, I would say, a revelation.
mm,
Always fulfilling, and and the conversation is always in terms of open, and it's always spiritual and the truth.
Rob, that's where we are. But first of all, man, let me say thank you for all that you do. And to those who will be checking in with us, and please check in. And just don't check. I mean, when you check in, yes, we'll recognize that you're there. But on the other hand, we'd love for you to participate in all the programs that we do. And even when I'm on the air this past Wednesday, I had a chance to check in on Robert and High C. And I said, "Oh, hey, man, they have an interesting show on Wednesdays." So what I did today, as I watered my plants and my flowers, I went back and even went further than what I was able to listen to while I was on the air. But I wasn't here last week. But let me tell you, your program last week had impact on several people because I got calls and I was able to
You're like,
talk
what are you
to
talking
people.
about, James C? What is he talking about, right? What that boy talking
No,
about?
no, it was encouraging, Rob, because people don't may not realize that when we share or when you share your experiences using parables and examples, what it really does is speak to others' life. And they're saying, "Oh, wait a minute. You mean to tell me Robert is going to do a 5-day fast? Well, let me maybe what could, I mean, and why is he doing it? And uh, if I did that, if I did one day, because there are people who will say, I can't do 1 day fast. I can't talk about not eat. No, 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 no. And there are people who will say, hey, I haven't had a meal unless I have meat on the table. And I've had people ask me, how long has it been since you had meat? And when I said I stopped in 2008, what? What do you mean? Yeah,
Unbelievable, right?
right. Hey, Rob, for 8 years, no meat, no fish, just hey. Uh, and so just yesterday, I was sharing with someone. I said, if I'm going to prepare to live 120 years, I don't want to just be laying there. Hey, Rob, I want to know who I am, where I am, and I really want to be doing something to be a blessing to somebody else. So if I have to prepare my body for that. And there are things that I have to do in preparation. And this is what you do and your staff are doing at the Henderson Financial Group. You're preparing them for long life. Now, if they're not going to be here, they really don't need the information that you are giving them. But if they're planning and hoping and praying and having faith that they're going to live, you want them to live the best life.
That's right.
And if they're going to do that, there's certain things that they are going to need. That sound health, peace of mind, freedom from fear and worry, positive mental attitude, labor of love of their own choosing, and finances is going to play a role, Rob, in all of that.
Boy, what a good book says about money kills all things. I think that holy book talks a lot about money, doesn't it? About talking a lot
Right.
about wealth. It talks a lot about wealth, man. It's unbelievable. But James, I had said to the audience last Saturday.
Hmm.
I had said, last Saturday you were out, and we were talking, and I said, told everybody, I said, I was going to try. Then I said, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to fast, just all water, no bread, no nothing, not even tea, no coffee, no nothing. And I said I was going to just drink from Monday all the way to Friday and break my fast today, which I haven't broken yet. Well, I have some green tea right here, but I just drank water. And Tonio went with me. Tonio said, "You're gonna do it old school." Tonio calls me old school. I mean, I'll be 66 years old here in a few months, and then Tonio's like 43. So Tonio always say, "Man, if you doing, I'm doing." My work. I remember 13 years ago, Tonio, when he first started working with us, he said, "Man, Henderson, man, you got it made financially, man. Why you still come here on Saturdays? Why you still be working late? He says, why do you do that?" And I said, "Tonio, it ain't over yet." He says,
Come
"What?"
on.
I said, it ain't over yet. I said, you ever seen a team winning and it's 1 minute left in the game, and the team that's winning celebrating, just doing a Watusi and on the sidelines, just gloating and in the camera. And then 1 minute left, the other team run the kickoff all the way back, and they lose. They're like, what happened? I say, that's how life is. I mean, you really can't gloat. You have to continue to strive. As long as you got a pulse, you got to continue to sharpen your knife. And he's never forgotten that. And that was 13 years ago. And here he is. So he always say, man, if you could do it, I could do it. So, it makes me feel good that I've been an inspiration, for some people, especially here in my office. They see me. I don't ask them to do nothing I wouldn't do. So when I told them I was going to do a fast, water only, 5 days from Monday to Saturday, Monday to Friday, they said, okay, let's do it. Now, only one who wanted to do it really to challenge their potential is Antonio, because like I say, he'll do it. And let me tell you something, man. You learn a lot about fasting. It's a lot that you learn about yourself. Fasting, really, when you just do a water fast, I had never done it in my life. Now, I take that back. About a month ago, I did a 2-day fast, Monday and Tuesday. And that Wednesday, I didn't feel hungry, but I felt it wasn't normal. So I started eating on Wednesday. I'm like, what the heck? I ain't ate in 2 days. I got to eat something, But then so that was like a month ago. You remember when I went to the doctor and at the end of February, I would say at the end of February 28th, I went and got a body scan and a heart scan just to do a checkup. I mean, a real whole scan. And I got on a scale and I was 189. That was the end of February. And then like a month, about 5 weeks later, I went to the doctor to show him my results, my primary doctor, and to read the scans. And I got on the scale. I was 204. And I said, how did I get from 189 to 204? That's 15 pounds,
No,
I said, man, I got to do something. I got to do something. I'm in charge of this body, man. I'm in charge of this mouth. I'm in charge. So I got on the scale this morning, man. After doing that, I'm 185. I'm like, whoa.
Hey, Rob, and still here.
And still here, man. Hey, Jay, I told you I woke up one morning. I said, I felt so light. My joints and fingers and everything felt light. Like right now, I still feel very light, like a feather. I just feel light. You know what I mean? But mainly not so much the physical part of it, but it was all mental. And people that know me know I like to
Have challenges.
challenge my potential, because y'all, I promise you, we don't know how powerful we are.
Repeat that, Rob. Say that again, Robert.
Us, we, y'all, let me tell you something. If I've never said nothing that's truth, if you don't listen, if there's one thing, of all the stuff I done talked about, one thing that you could believe is this: you, me, I, y'all, we don't even have an inkling of how powerful the Creator God has created us. We're like a jet fighter plane that's on I-95 going 60 miles an hour. Not even know we could fly. You know, I'm telling you, man, because we do the same things, listen to the same things, eat the same things, hang around the same people. And so we're capped. But really, imagination. That's why Walt Disney Disney World can keep on expanding and growing because it's imagination. But we don't know ourselves. I tell you, man, there's nothing that you can't accomplish when you put your mind to. And forget about the time, because the way the Creator has created us, when you're on a mission, a goal, time doesn't matter. Each day you walk toward that goal, and before you know it, that time would have passed and you would have accomplished that goal. It's the law of repetition. And I can apply this to everything. So I had never done a 5-day water fast in my entire life. And I said, man, I'm gonna be 66 years old. I never even thought about doing it. I didn't even know you could do it. Matter of fact, I didn't even know you could not eat for 5 days and still be alive. I didn't know, James, I didn't personally know nobody who had went 5 days with just water and still was walking around. I didn't personally know nobody. No, in other words, nobody was in my circle. I didn't have nobody, you know. You was the only one that told me that you fast on the 10th and the 20th and the 30th of every month. And I was saying, oh, I thought that was unique, you know, but you told me you done a 40-day fast. You like Jesus. No wonder you look the way you look, man. No wonder you look the way you look. But that's all mental. It tells you if you could do this, it's not too much you cannot do. You can change, you can revamp, you can reverse, you can go forward. It's all in the mind. And it lets you know that whatever circumstances that life gives you, you're bigger than the circumstances. You can rise above whatever circumstance that you're in. You really, really can. You know, you just don't let it say, okay, I'm going to be here. And whatever situation, circumstance you're in right now, I promise you, time takes care of that because it's going to pass. Now, it's going to be a long time for that video pass with P. Diddy, though. I don't know. Oh, Lord. But that's, man, you know, and I'm going to tell you something.
I only hope it's AI. I hope it's AI.
But let me tell you something. That only lets us know. That's what I mean by it ain't over yet. You could gloat. That's why I don't ever get beside myself and think I'm better than the next person. Because you don't know how, by the time the game over, you don't know how it's going to end. Man, you could be up and you could be down. You could be on top of the world. You got to carry yourself in a way with love and respect. Because if you don't do that, man, I ain't never seen you live happily ever after. Something always happens. You know, something always happens. So you guys got to carry yourself. So I'm talking about the fast. I'm talking about circumstances. I'm talking about challenging your potential and knowing that we are far more than we ever can even imagine, but we don't know. And I think I feel that I do that. The reason why, like running a marathon for me was all mental. I talked to Jesus the whole time. Lord, I said, body, legs, I know you're tired, but you ain't the boss. I'm the boss. And you're going to put one foot forward. And I kept on running, you know.
Praying without ceasing.
Yeah. And then doing this water fast too, man, Antonio, you know, we were talking, I like, man, how you feel? We called in the morning time. How you feel? You know, Linda started Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. By Thursday, she said, man down. I said, what you doing? She said, I'm cooking me some shrimp and grits. I said, well, you did it, man. I said, listen, you did what you never done, you know? I said, me and Antonio, we went on ahead. So we're going to break our fast today after the show this morning. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, man, I spoke with him last night. So,
you encouraged him?
I wanted to encourage him. I said, hey.
Well, he texted me 12 a.m. with thumbs up.
I told him, I said, hey, go to sleep. Go to sleep. I said, the easiest way to make it until tomorrow morning, go to sleep.
That's right. Just go to sleep. And the one thing about when you're fasting, like that water fast, you sleep good. I mean, I'm saying you, I don't know, because nothing on your body or stomach. I don't know. Yeah. You sleep good, but
you're allowing the body to do what the body was created to do. Yeah, and doing it in a maximum way. It's not, hey, it's not trying to digest all that we put into it.
Yeah.
But more than that, Rob, what it does, as you said, it encourages us to realize that we are more than we think or imagine that we are. And therefore, we can accomplish more. And that is why, with the Henderson Financial Group and what it does, and what you've taught me, I mean, when I think about it now, I said, wait a minute, this relationship started back 1980. Yeah, I mean, oh my goodness. Oh, hey, some 44 years ago. But and and still today, that first project that you assisted me in acquisitioning, I mean, and if you would look at it as a seed being planted, and this is what most people they don't think about time. I always say, whatever occasion, whatever, let's see, on any occasion, if you're faced with a situation, I think for me, there's two things that I always put as a solution to the problem, along with whatever I may choose to do or whatever. God plus time. God plus time. That I believe gives me the greatest return. And it takes me to a place where we can do what we do in reaching out to others. This past Saturday, the reason that I wasn't available to come in, a young man by the name of Keone McGee, he's the commissioner of the Ninth District of Dade County. And for years, he was a minority leader in Tallahassee for the Democratic Party, and I've had to serve our community. And serving, I've had him speak to issues that would directly affect particularly people of color, you know, or the underprivileged. And so we developed a friendship and a relationship. And he said, James, you know what I want to do now that I'm in office? I want to build an economic base in an area that nobody thinks of as being important, because you've got migrant farm workers, you've got uh, the poor, you've got, but now, and you do have people who the history says back in the day when veterans came from the service, they couldn't, quote unquote, buy homes and property in the city. Okay. They had to go. So there was, and I forget the gentleman's name, but if you look up Richmond Heights, I think Richmond Heights in South Dade County was, quote unquote, developed by a veteran. And he began to build, quote unquote, great homes for Black people and started a community. And Rob, we all have a beginning, even when we don't know it, or we don't know what it is or where it was. In my study this week, I even saw where uh, the Japanese, you know, were first Black people. Rob, I mean, no surprise, but when I saw the picture, and Rob, they had hair out like this. Yeah, and guess what? It wasn't dreadlocks, but it was the twist. I said, "Okay, wait a minute. Now the ladies are getting all the twists, and if oh, I'm trying to recall the name of it, but there's so much, as you say, we don't know.
Oh man.
But
So
then
much.
when we do know, the question becomes, now how are you going to use that you now know to help you to grow? And hey, Henderson Financial Group for me has been a part of building wealth, and of course, more than that, giving me an opportunity to share with others how they too can have a better life, living above their circumstances.
That's right. And living above, I've always said most people settle for just and the way God has made us and built us and how powerful we are and things that we can do, extraordinary things. Most people settle for being average or being normal. Um, you really don't want to be normal. You want to be extraordinary. because the normal or the average always get the leftovers, always get the bottom of the barrel. That's the way the system, especially in the United States, especially in the world that we live in right now, especially in the capitalist society, average and normal always get the hand-me-downs, never get the top shelf stuff, never get the good stuff, the good food, the good wine, the good water. Being normal and being average, and a lot of people just try to settle for that. But God didn't make us to be average or normal. Each and every one of us are unique in our own way. You want to strive for being extraordinary. When you see an airplane in the air, that is not normal. That's a phenomenon. When you see an airplane in the air carrying over 300 people flying in the air, that's not normal. That's going above. That's extraordinary for that technology to take place. And man created that by the help, knowing that there was possibilities, dreaming, expansion and growing. That's not a normal on average, because normal and average people just settle for whatever happens, circumstances. Extraordinary mean that, hey, I may come from the hood, I may be surrounded by crackheads, my mom and daddy wasn't educated, but that ain't me. That's extraordinary. That's going a mile. When you say, listen, I'm gonna tell my body I'm not gonna eat nothing. I'm gonna tell my body, because I'm the boss of my body. My body ain't the boss of me. But I'm gonna tell my body I ain't eating for 5 days. That's not normal. That's not average. That's extraordinary. And you want to be, because all of us are capable of being and built being to be extraordinary. I don't care if you're 60. I don't care if you're 10 years old right now. I don't care if you're 90 years old. You were built to be extraordinary. Now it's up to you. Now, whether you want to be a 4-cylinder car or you want to be a 12-cylinder car. That's it. But if you feel you only got 4 cylinders, guess how many cylinders you got? You got 4 cylinders. That's all in the mind. But if you feel that you got 12, say I got 16. James got 16 too. I mean, that's what we believe. Ain't nowhere in the world we believe we on 4 cylinders. It's just impossible. We can't believe that. Now, how we know that? Because we said it. That's why we know it. Because we said it.
Rob, stop. You're about to go where those planes are flying right now. Break it down.
It was simple as that. How we know it, James? How we know it, James? How we know it?
Well, but therefore we know the power of what we say. See, but people don't think about it. Come on, Rob.
Because people want to be average. They want to be normal.
But wait, no, but they never thought about that. And then they'll deal with situations and circumstances based on either what someone else said, told them, or what they thought. And they'll say, well, I think. And usually when somebody says that around me and don't clarify it based on some principle of truth, I might not necessarily try to correct them, but it sort of speaks to me as to where they are and who they are, and I have to deal with that accordingly. Yeah.
And some people talking about they want to be like Jesus. No, they don't. No, they don't. They say, Lord, God, you got the wrong person for this job. And go to church. I want to be. No, you don't. You don't want to be like Jesus. You say that
because they still think, Rob, they've got to die and go to heaven. And if we tell them,
you're getting a little deep now. You talking about I'm flying. You're getting a little deep. Hey, listen, I want to tell people about a situation that I had this week, just passed, while I was on my water fast. A lady, which a lot of people are fleeing and leaving Florida, because, especially South Florida, because they feel that the cost of living, property taxes and homeowners insurance and just the traffic. A lot of people are fleeing, and rightfully so. I mean, if you in your mind, if you can feel that, hey, you want to live happily ever after on your retirement or your pension or your savings or whatever you have, and you can sell your house and go to some town in Florida or sometime in Georgia or whatever, the whole world, make the world your home, because you only got one life as you know it. as you're conscious of. I want to say that because I'm pretty sure spirit don't die. So that's why I have to put some quotes on that. um, you want to. It's a mind thing, And so this lady said, Henderson, I'm selling my house, man. I'm moving to a little part of Georgia that I had never heard. There's so many parts of the country, James, that I haven't even heard. We mostly think about the major cities and stuff, But just yesterday, I was talking to a client and her son, and he said he wanted me to probably find, and in North Carolina, he said he wanted to find some lots, some land in Mims, Florida. Now, James, I'm gonna be 66 years old in a few months. I've never heard, all my 66 years, I've never heard of a place called Mims, Florida. But I looked it up and I said, wow, there it is.
Population 800.
Yeah, well, population 7,500. And they said it was a safe place. And I Googled it and looked at it. It's so many towns that where you can live comfortable and be peaceful. You can make sure not Ku Klux Klan, but as long as you can check out and look at the environment or whatever and drive there. There's a lot of peaceful places, especially to retire. You can get out of this rat race. You can get out feeling like you got to hold up these walls and pay all this for a house. We really our own worst enemy. But let me tell you what happened. So she says she's selling the house. Actually selling the house, and she's gonna close on it, and then she wants to buy a house. She says she don't want no mortgage, so she's gonna sell this house, and she's gonna come. I think she's gonna clear about $500,000. So she says that she wants to move and buy the house. She says she wants to sell a house and get $500,000, and then when she go and buy the new house in Georgia, she want to buy it cash because she don't want to have no mortgage payment. Now let me tell you something. There's something about that. If you have a house, first of all, when you own a home, you can always have payments. May not be the mortgage, but you got to pay them property taxes, because I don't care if you pay for the house in cash. If you don't pay that property taxes, that local government can take your house. Yeah. If you don't, just simply, you don't have to have a mortgage, but if you don't pay them property taxes, they can take your house. Free and clear house. And that happens all over the country. Okay. So she said she wanted to take her $500,000 and pay cash for a house because she didn't want no mortgage. I said, you might not have no mortgage, but you're still gonna have property taxes
and upkeep of the property.
Upkeep and hurricanes or tornadoes or flooding. You got to have some sort of insurance. So that's gonna be always a cost of maintaining a house, property. Just in if it's just in the property taxes. So I said, but it's not a good look if you're going to sell your house for $500,000. You're going to clear $500,000 and take that $500,000 and go take that and buy another $500,000 house. You haven't really gained anything. I said, there is a strategy that we've used often where you have to be at least 62 years old. This lady is 67. So I told her, we're going to take her $500,000. She's going to go and see a house that she that's worth $500,000, but this mortgage that we told her about, you only have to put down half the money. In other words, the new house costs $500,000. She wanted to take all her $500,000, pay cash, and have no more money. I said, you need cash. If you're going to continue to live, you're 67 years old, you can easily live to 85, 90 years old. So you don't want to be cash rich,
house
rich. Cash poor. And that's what a lot of people are. A lot of people are house rich and cash poor. They can't do nothing but pay on that house and hope nothing don't break. So I told her, no, that's not good financial planning. Take all your money, do that. I said, so what you need to do is find a $500,000 house in Georgia. There's a mortgage called a reverse purchase, where you only have to put down 50% of the house. So you put down $250,000 of the $500,000 house, and now you don't have a mortgage. She said, what you talking about? I said, you have the house, you don't have a mortgage. Of course, you still got to pay the property taxes, because I ain't got nothing to do with the mortgage people owning the house. You always got to pay property taxes, unless you're a veteran or CIA or something like that, then you don't have to pay that. But other than that, you got to pay that, and then you just pay the homeowner's insurance. I say, so you have this house, you don't have a mortgage, you put down half of it, and now you own the house, and you don't have, and then you have 250,000. We can take that, and I can put that inside of a fixed guaranteed principal annuity that pays her. And then I think it's going to pay her about $2,000 a month, just the annuity, income annuity, and she loved that, you know. So that's the strat, and it's called a reverse purchase. Meaning, a lot of people heard of reverse mortgage, where you put a reverse mortgage on your house, and then you don't have no monthly payments, and then. But a lot of people have misconceptions about that because they heard the neighbor, they heard people say, "Oh man, bad." Anytime you heard something bad about a reverse mortgage, that's because the person ain't paid the property taxes or they ain't paid the homeowner's insurance. That's all. That's what happens. And then, when Big Mom or whoever, when you die, it goes to the kids. The kids, you put life insurance on the property or that, or on yourself. And then when you die, it's paid off anyway. That's a regular reverse mortgage. So I still like those. It depends on how you operate and how you do it. Any vehicle, any investment that you design it wrong, it's going to be bad. It's like me. I don't know how to cook. So James, if you come to my house and I say I'm going to cook for you, more than likely the dinner going to turn out to be a disaster.
No, Rob, you can't mess up a salad.
But your salad, I probably could. But what I'm trying to say is that it depends on the person how they preparing the food, that makes it good. Not just the ingredients, but how they use the ingredients. So when you're doing a reverse mortgage, a lot of people, especially people of color, say, "Oh, I heard all bad things." You heard because you had a bad doctor, you had a bad cook, you had a bad person that designed the reverse mortgage for you. Anything that you do, you could do it wrong. Anything, fix your car wrong, bad mechanic,
But Rob, I'm gonna, since nobody has said anything in our chat, and please comment, ask questions. So I'm gonna do the Linda. I'm gonna ask the question, Rob, if she's gonna get 500,000 for the house here in South Florida,
right?
Do you know what a $500,000 house would be like in some places in Georgia?
Oh man, like
Rob,
a mansion.
That's my point. And I'm wondering now, is that really what she wants? Because the upkeep of a mansion, I mean, she could get probably everything that she could probably get a house just like the one that she has here for far less than 500,000. Maybe where she, unless she's going to go in Atlanta or some of those surrounding cities.
She wants to be able to have the family come over, for events and dinner, stay over.
Rob, I'm telling you, I have relatives all over. As a matter of fact, when you were talking about property, I never even knew that a city was named after a number. But people can look. Robert, I own property in 96 South Carolina.
You kidding me? I never heard that either, Zane. That's something new. That's something that I'm learning too. I just learned that. You got some property that's in 96
South Carolina.
That's the city?
96 South Carolina, Robert.
That seemed like an address or something.
Look it up, folks. 96 South Carolina.
People live in 96 South Carolina? Whoa, man. Talk about, that's why I say, man, we don't really know. We don't know that we don't know that we don't know. It's so much that we don't know and so much to know. 96 South Carolina is a city. People live there.
And it'll tell you the history of how it got that name. And first time that we took the family there, took the kids there, boom.
That's amazing.
Went down by City Hall. Well, the only people there was the one person who worked there, all pulled up. I mean, you know how we are. We don't want to just say that's where it is. We want to know something about the area.
Yeah, we want to investigate.
And to find out where things were, Rob, we stopped by the police station.
Yeah.
And what you do is you ring a bell. Well, this has been a few years back. You ring a bell. And the sheriff drives up in his car.
And that's in America.
It reminds you of what was the place with Barney Fife and all, and
Yeah,
all that?
Mayberry, Mayberry.
Mayberry, Mayberry. Hey, you ring the bell, and the bell obviously either rings him probably at his house, you know. And I guess obviously there was nobody. I mean, literally, there was no one in the police station. You couldn't walk into the police station. But hey, that's
Wow.
another story. But I'm saying when you think about what it is that you want, boom, what it is that you want, ask, seek, and knock. So, first of all, Rob, if she was going to move, she could say, "Where can I go and get what it is I want?" You know. And now, will it be 500,000? It may be. Hey, Rob, it may be 250. It may be 150, depending on the city or the location
Right, that's true. But
and
she
and the other opportunities. So, you
well,
know,
even the point is, even if it's 500,000, she ain't got to pay 500,000. She could pay
true.
250,000 and own the property and don't have to pay not one dime in mortgage payments until she die. And that's $250,000. She have equity in the property. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So with her doing that, and then I was able to take her money, like to put it in an annuity, give her a stream of income, guaranteed, right along with her Social Security. And then I told her, since she was single, I told her about a plan where you can put in $50,000 in an investment and it's going to grow 5%. And it doubles as a long-term care policy. Can you believe that? And so she puts $50,000 into this investment, cannot lose the money. It ain't in the stock market. It pays her 5%. But if she ever became ill or couldn't do, her daily living, the things that she needs to do, then it doubles. That $50,000 turn into $150,000 worth of nursing care. Can you believe that?
Whoa.
And people, if she don't have to go leave her house, nursing care, someone to come in and bathe for her, help her out, do things for home health care.
And it's just in
150,000.
case. It's just in case. It's
And
not saying you're going to need it.
that's just in case. And she's not paying for it because remember, she put the $50,000 in this investment. It earns 5%, so that's pretty good. Okay, and it doubles as long-term care just in case she needs it. If she don't need it, hey, she still got a 50,000. She's still earning 5%. That's pretty darn good. Those are the type of plans that Henderson Financial Group, how we come up and help people with. They didn't even know that they even exists. Because how could you know? Because you're doing your thing. A lot of people trying to be normal or be average. We're being extraordinary. So we're trying to find out other things that you never heard of. And that, not only that, that's from taxes, that's insurance, that's investment planning, it's just estate planning. There's another case that a lady came and she called the office, said she wanted to get a living trust. And I said, well, how do you know you need a living trust? She said, because I heard you talking about living trust, and my friends were talking about living trust. I said, well, tell me your situation, because everybody's situation is not the same. So she told me her situation. I said, well, you probably can get a 1 or 2 page document called a ladybird deed. She says, what is that? And I said, a ladybird deed is something where you live in your house. You can sell it. You can do everything, but you can put whoever you want to leave the house to, you can put them on this deed. Now, they don't have any power. They don't have any jurisdiction over your house. They can't get a mortgage on it. You can put them on, you can take them off. But as long as but if they're on there and you make your transitions and go to heaven, then they automatically get the house. And you don't lose your homestead, nothing. But it only costs like $100, and it avoids probate. And if you can put 2 people in there, 3 people in there, and just leave it like that, that's much simpler than a living trust. Now, I'm an advocate of living trust because too many people, especially people of color, lose property because of estate planning. And there's so many, James, you can't even imagine how many people right here today living in Big Mama's house. Big Mama died 30 years ago. The house still in Big Mama's name. So they can't even get a mortgage on the house. They can't even get government assistance if there's a disaster. They can't even get no government assistance because they're not legally owning the house. and they've been living, your cousins and brothers and her son's been living in the house for 30 years, and it's still in Big Mama house. The property tax is still coming in Big Mama name. But so if you need to get a loan, any of these government benefits that come and help, that will come and help, fix your, give you new windows, and you don't have to pay, fix your roof, all these programs that you can qualify for. If it's not in your name and it's in the Big Mama name who died 30 years ago, you can't get it. So a lot of people that we know living in houses where their parents left them or their grandma left them, and it never went through the probate process where the paperwork is clear, where they have ownership and they have control of the property. They may be paying the taxes, they may be paying the insurance on the house, but they don't really own the house. They get their mail in the house, but they legally don't own the house. There's so many people that this is happening to because they just never got the financial paperwork in order. And that's what at the Henderson Financial Group, that's what we do. We help you get things in order, your financial planning in order. A lot of people just come to us. Some people come to us and just say, hey, I want to do an investment. But we like, okay, investment is good. We could do that. You can just pick a mutual fund or ETFs or Apple or, Microsoft or whatever. And that's going to do its thing. But most of us need more than just investment. We need a lifestyle planning. We need lifestyle. We need retirement planning. That's far more than just making an investment. You want to be able to do a plan where you're going to be creating wealth during your lifetime, and when you finish working. That's the whole thing of it. And we have the system doesn't really talk about what I'm talking about right now. The system really talk about, hey, I can cryptocurrency, you can make a lot of money, all that stuff. That's like shiny stuff. You want to be able to sustain yourself. Rob, you want to be able to have flow.
Rob, you bring up two good points here. I was at a remote broadcast once, and I won't say where or what, but a young lady came up to me knowing that we do this program, and she literally was in tears because they were about to lose, quote unquote, their family, grandmother's or mother's property and the family, and did not know what to do. But waiting until the last minute, as my grandmother used to say, uh-oh, it's too late. Uh-oh means it's already happened. So this is why it's so important first for people to say, hey, let me take a look at where we are and where our parents are, where my aunt is or where my uncle is, but particularly if they're aging, and really have a sit down talk with them. And the other thing is, I'm going to do a program on the radio, have an interview on the radio station, because when the state passed these laws that you can get assistance with home improvements, well, this is an opportunity for scammers and schemers out there to contact your family members, particularly elderly, and tell them, and they're telling the truth in the beginning, that we can change your doors, da 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 da. But when you sign those papers for them to do it, you're putting a lien against your property, which should not be. So it doesn't mean that the government is not going to provide that. It's just that they're taking advantage of your not knowing, or you're not looking into it or having someone to check it out to see if they are legit. I mean, I've had people to call and to deal with, where I would call our friend Bill Dozier to ask him about certain contractors. And he would then pull up and do research on them. He said, James T., that man is working under somebody else's license. Yeah, they're just, and I'm telling you, and one individual had people who look like us, young people, employing them to go through the community to tell them that they could get this done, they could get this done, they could get this done. And the contractor himself, or the person who says he's the contractor, hey, he was ripping. So be very careful, and ask someone, make sure you get great understanding when you jump onto these programs, and particularly through other agencies or contractors. Do your research.
Yes, that's right. Because it's a lot of misunderstanding going on out there, and a lot of people trying to get your money, so to speak. You always got to get good counseling. And that's what, like I said, that's why I like what we do here, full service financial planning firm at the Henderson Financial Group. Last week I had to take an AML exam. I think every 18 months we have to take them. AML means anti-money laundering, because a lot of that is going on inside the United States. They're going through banks, they're going through insurance companies, they're going through financial houses and ill-gotten gains. They're trying to, they try to get the money in and clean it up, so to speak. And that's what money laundering basically is all about. And James, I didn't know over $6 billion a year, um, especially last year, was due to scams, bank scams, people getting your bank card, getting your information from your bank and taking money out of your bank account. Scams, government scams. They got one called the grandma scam, grandma scam, where um, um, you would call and say, "Grandma, um, I'm in trouble." And the grandma like, "Who is this?" And she say, "Ronnie." And he go, "Yeah, I'm Ronnie. I'm Ronnie. And I need you to send me, $5,000. I'm in jail, but don't tell my parents, I mean, it's a lot of different scams. I know one. We had a client that he kept coming in. And it was totally out of his pattern. And he kept coming to the office getting $5,000. And we was like, "Oh, wait. And he finally told us that he had a young lady that was in Africa that needed his help. And, he think he fell in love with her, and he was sending her money. And then we put a stop to that. And they were calling him, it's a lot of emotional scams, love scams. It's a lot of scams out there. People telling you can get something for nothing. Here you won something, but you need to pay the taxes. Your name came up. You won $10 million, but you got to pay the taxes, and the taxes on the 30,000. You pay the tax 30,000. We're gonna give it to you. Now you would think that there's a lot of people, professional people, not just people who you feel that just average people. These are some extraordinary people that fall for that. But I always say, and what helps me a great deal, James T, is, and I always look at it like this. And what comes to mind all the time is the golden goose. The story of the golden goose. There was this goose that would produce golden eggs. Now, if someone had a goose that produces golden eggs as much as eggs that person want, would you think they would sell the goose? No, it's better for them to sell the eggs because the goose will continue to make the money. So when somebody come tell you, "Hey, you can get something for nothing, it's going to make you so much money," why do you think they would tell you that? I mean, and a lot of times it'd be perfect strangers, but your greed, and they playing on your emotions and your down and outness, and you want something. You feel, hey, your ship is finally landed. No, I can bat down scams all day long because we have people calling us soliciting, saying get our clients. They can make X amount of money. They can make 10% a month. I say, well, no, you make 10% a month. you make it yourself. Why are you calling us?
Right. Yeah.
No, we're not with that, because if there was something you can make 10%, even 5% a month, even 5% a month. Don't you know? Just think about this. Now, we know how ratchet the world could be. We know how, privileged it is. That's why they have the platinum card, the gold card. That's why they have first class seats and they have coach seats. That's how they have, gated communities of, houses in this area cost a certain amount and houses in that area don't cost that. There's always a difference. So you always know, you got to understand that You can't get something for nothing. If there were any type of investment that you can make 5% a
A
month,
month.
the big dogs,
That's 60% a
the,
year.
the billionaires, you couldn't get it because the billionaires will get it. They wouldn't even let you know about it. You can't even you couldn't even find out about it. That's like having a membership to an extinguished, club. You got to pay just to get in the club, to be a part of this membership. It costs you $1 million just for membership fees, and that so everybody can't do that. So if there is an investment that says that you can make 5% a month, if it was just that guarantee, the government would say, well, we're going to take all that because we need to get these people off Section 8. There's a program, and there's some kind of cryptocurrency or AI stock thing, if there was something that was guaranteeing you that, think about it, man. Like I say, it's a lot of poor people. The government will say we're going to get that program because it's going to help the poor. When they don't get money, we're going to tax them so we can get money, But there's nothing like that. Those are all scams. Stop trying to get something for nothing. There ain't. If it was, I would have found it. Because trust me, I look high and low from shore to shore. When I was 21 years old, I was trying to figure life out. I was trying to figure out how can I get something. There are all the people working and they're making a little bit of money. What can I do? I went to the horse track, the dog track, the casinos. I did all that, James. I'm telling you, I did all that. Convenience stores, fish market, record stores. Oh man, grocery stores. I did all that. Man, snow cone business. I was trying to figure out. And that's it all comes down to this first profit margin. And you got to work hard in order to get more than the average. The average go get a 9-to-5 job and just say, this is all I'm worth. This is it. But if you want to be more than average, you got to be extraordinary. You got to push a little harder. You got to work a little harder. You can't work less and get more. That's like driving a car. If you want to go fast, you got to press the gas faster. You can't just say I'm gonna go fast. You gotta give it more. So anyway, this lady, the last one we did was a reverse purchase, and I'm so happy about that because most people don't even know what a reverse purchase is. You don't have to put all your money down. If you sold a house and you want to go buy another house, you can just put half the money down and still have no mortgage payment and then still have your cash. Cash is king because you want to be able to have money for lifestyle. When you get ready to retire, because most people want to retire. Most people, James, want to retire. Now, I'm not saying that they want to just do nothing, but they want to retire from working for the man, working on that job. They want to do something else, So, but in order to do that, you have to set yourself up where we go through the numbers, the budget, the cash flow. I just had one late last night. It was 6:00. And this lady in North Carolina, I've had her for at least 10 years. And she was on the phone and her son was on the phone. And we went through to see what she's going to be able to retire. We looked at her numbers. She's going to retire at 67 next year. Her cash flow. I looked at what Social Security was giving her. Then I said, okay, I can get you something that's going to give you the X amount. That's going to be enough to, help you cash flow before you got to bed. You got your money set. Plus, she also have other investments that we set up for her. So she's in good shape. So she can go and do that. So you cannot really retire until you look at the numbers. And James, that's why one of your biggest things is having a budget. You big on budget. You got to have a budget because a budget tells you how far you can go, how long you can go. And if you don't, once you do the budget, if there's not enough, tells you how much you need to add to the pot in order to make it stretch for a certain amount of time.
Amen.
That's what total financial planning is.
And you can, and the key, Rob, once you get that, now you can prepare for multiple sources of income.
That's right. That's what you want to do. That's what all of us should have been taught from early on, going through this whole journey of growing up and working. Most of us just growing up and working and just doing the thing, but we don't really understand the end game. We just in game, we just feel we're gonna just live and then die. But you want to be able to financially, if you're gonna be on this planet and you want to be able to, enjoy and not be eating cat food, you're gonna have to have some money, longevity. So, whether you're gonna take all your money, a lot of your money, and keep buying them silly cars. Listen, let me tell you something. They keep making them, and every year they look better, and that's not gonna stop. That's not going to stop. So you hurry up. You got to get. I'm telling you, you got to think about how to buy it, because there's different ways to buy it. Whether you're going to lease it or run it through the company or put your money into an IUL or a family bank and then use the insurance money to buy it. It's different ways to buy it. I would never take my cash money and buy a car cash no more. I used to do that. And I thought that was a smart way of doing it. But that's a trade-off. When you take your money and pay cash for a car, yeah, you don't have no car note, but you got to depreciate an asset. Okay. And you don't have no more money. At least that money that you pay. It's a better way to do it. And if I would have known this a long time ago, I would have done it. But I had to expand and grow. So now I will tell you how to do it. Matter of fact, we just got a client who out in Texas, Henderson, I want to buy this truck. He got cash. He got money in his investments and everything, I said, no, you're not going to do it like that. We're going to put the money inside of your insurance policy. That's the money you're going to put inside your insurance policy. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use insurance money as collateral, and then we're going to buy the car cash. And once you do that, you don't have an amortization schedule. They don't pay you. You got to pay monthly, this, that, that. You don't have to do that. You pay the money back when you want to, or if you don't have to pay it back at all. Now, they said, Henderson, how you don't have to pay the money back?
What you talking about, Henderson?
What you talking about, Henderson? Because you got a life insurance policy. They're going to eventually get it back when you're dead. You may be dead 30 years from now, but they'll take it from the policy. But you ain't use your cash, and your cash still in the policy earning. Earning. Your money should always be earning. One thing get in your mind, how to use your money twice. How to make that $1 work for you twice. And most people only make the $1 work one time. They get it and it's gone. No, you have to understand. As a matter of fact, next Saturday at 2 p.m., I didn't bring the flyer up here. I'm going to be speaking at a church in Miami here. And I'm going to be doing a talk. Matter of fact, I'm going to do a simulation and run through the plan. It's called How the Rich and Wealthy Use Life Insurance to Pay Off Debt and Build Wealth at the same time. Whew. So Saturday, so it's the 25th. So next Saturday, what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring that flyer on the show to give y'all the address, because it doesn't start until 2 p.m. and it's here in South Florida. It's Miami. I think it's Pembroke Pines. But I will bring it so y'all can attend. This strategy is called How the Rich and the Wealthy Use Life Insurance to Pay Off their debt and build wealth simultaneously. And James, like I was saying, most of us use our dollar one time. We don't know how to leverage the dollar. Take the same dollar and make it do two things. Most people never heard of that, James. It's like that video you sent me, how you were saying how the Jewish person say they spend money. When they make money, 5 of the Jews make money. They multiply the money. And James, when you sent me that little clip, I've always done that. When I make money,
We do. See, but again, what we have to do is try to bring in a community or a culture into that mindset. What we do, we look for people who look like us
to make money. So the guy was saying on that clip James had sent me, the guy was saying, I've always had this like natural to me. He says, we don't want to just make money for ourselves. We like to make money together. And I've always liked that, because when I'm making money with you, that means that I know you got it. So then when we want to make more money, we can come together because all of us got it now because we helped each other build us each other's up. Now we can go ahead and do bigger projects together. That's one of the things why I you know long ago people used to call me all the time to be on their board meeting. Especially in the community, they wanted me to be on the board, and I said I don't want to be the richest person on the board because they want me to pay to bring all the food and do all this. I said, I don't want to be the richest person on the board. Who else do you have on the board? I want like minds, people who, can think outside the box. The worst thing you can have on a board is somebody broke, busted, and bust down, and she just talking and don't understand economics or wealth building and have fear in her or him. I'm not on those boards. I'm on them boards that want innovation, expansion, and growth, open mind to different stuff. I'm not getting on the board fighting and they fussing about which way we're gonna go. I don't have time for that. I like to say let's lay out a plan, this direction we're gonna go, and let's do everything that we can do.
Well, the first question that's gonna come up at that board if you're on the board. How much money you making, Robert Henderson? And
That
people,
really ain't their business.
you can bring you can bring a plan to someone. Isn't that something? You can tell our listeners and our viewers how they can. But the one thing that little man on their shoulder gonna say, but how much money is he making? now you taking them from where they are to a place they've never been. But that one thing will always be in their ear. How much money is he making?
Some people don't want you to make no money. Some people don't want you to make zero. They want you to give them. They want you to give them everything. They want to take everything.
I've been invited to go on boards, and the first thing that they'll tell, oh, James T, you don't have to do anything, and that's the great that I love that because the answer is NO with all kinds of exclamation marks. First of all, you gonna put my name on the board. I do nothing, and you make all the decisions so that when you get jammed, I get jammed with you because of my name. No, no. I'm not.
You too wise for that.
Right.
You too wise for that, James.
As a matter of fact, Rob, some people come with ideas, and I know that's all they have. They have a vision and an idea, but they want you to work it, and we gonna split that. No. I don't have to be a part of it. Tell me what I can do to help you to make your idea, your vision come to fruition. Is there anything I can do? And that I do for free. I want to see you win. I want to see you win. Oh, Rob, we over time. But yeah, Rob, go to. You had a couple of questions there, I think. Comments. Check. People who checked in. I see Joe Weatherspoon says, blessed are those who have ears to hear. Oh, Joe Witherspoon. Good morning. Good morning. Tracy Tompkins is there. What does Mr. Is that Mrs. I'm sorry, Mrs. Gruber?
Yeah.
What did she say? Hey, Rob, you also have to look at what is there to do. Oh, yeah. Out there, a house by itself doesn't provide activities to enjoy the community around. And Rob, that's so true. And that's what I love. I love. Robert says he doesn't care about what mountains do, but I care about what mountains do. I don't know if I want to live near a mountain. I don't know if I want land near a mountain. I don't know what it's going to cost, like they say, for the upkeep of just land alone. Because many people think that owning land, it's just land. You don't have to do anything. Oh, no. There are things that you may have to do, depend on what's growing on the land, the location of it. There's all kinds of things there. So you've got to get more information rather than just jumping out and say, I want to buy this. I want to buy that. Rob, like you said, somebody said that they wanted to buy some land someplace else in Mims.
Yes.
Yeah. I wonder if when the last time they've been there, and if they really, and they could have family there or whatever. I don't know that much about Mims, but I'd have to look it up. And that's why we took a trip to 96 South Carolina.
I told them I'd check it out and do some research on it because we're real estate brokers. So I told her I'll check out Mims and look at some of vacant lots there, and just give them a report on it, and tell them, what they're going for, and just give them an economic report on it before he moves it. He said he wanted to be able to put a trailer on there, or do something, just rental property, but he wanted to be able to buy uh,
Lots.
buy some property. He's
Yeah,
really
yeah,
into
yeah.
real estate.
Real estate. Well, that's great. Oh, hey Rob, before we go to, I want to give a shout out to American Heritage, their 4x4 track team.
Hmm.
Man, broke a record in Jacksonville.
Wow.
39.30. Oh, come on, Rob. I mean, set a national record in the 4x4. And Dillard High School, also, I think Northwestern had winner. I mean, our young people, they have such great opportunities. I spoke with Sonia Richardson while I was up in Disney, at Disney World, doing the Disney Dreamers Academy. And I remember when Sonia Richardson Ross, that's who she is now, when she was in high school, and we interviewed her. I think it was 99 Jams or Hot 105. I don't remember which. But to see young people that go out and do, as you say, extraordinary things and become extraordinary individuals, and then turn around and give back so that others, can go far than they can imagine or think. I just think it's great. So, hey, to our young people, I'm going to try to get as many of them as I can, the names and their coaches, because to encourage other young people. You have a gift now.
Yes.
And I think there's a young lady out of Delray Beach as well, that's a track star. And some of these young people are already qualified to go to see if they can go to the Olympics, Rob. And
Wow.
he's the young people from our area. So I know we hear a lot of negative things about what the kids are doing with the weapons, with this and with that.
There's a lot of good things out there too happening.
Exactly. And what we really want to do is to highlight them so that others can see as well. Other young people can say, well, maybe I can do that, or maybe I can be that. So I just wanted to shout out American Heritage, 39.9 for US #2 all-time boys 4x4 at FHSAA. And of course, they up in Jacksonville. They're still having, I think the day may be the final day for the track and field tournaments. I used to run track as well. Never wasn't going to the Olympics.
Well, I hated running. I hated running. I didn't want to do no kind of running at all. But when Linda challenged me and called me fat boy in 2006 because she had run a half a marathon and said, "You can't do it." I said, "Oh, you say I can't do it?"
Oh,
In
that's all you
2000,
had to say, huh, Rob?
all she had to do. The next year, I blew it out. I won. I beat her.
Linda, hello, love
She'll tell
you.
you. She'll tell you. Yeah, you tell me I can't do it. That's what happens. When I just did y'all who just joining us, I had promised. I said promise. I said I was going to commit to do a 5-day water fast last Saturday, and I went from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
And here it is
Nothing but
Saturday.
water. Here
So
it
you
is
did.
Saturday.
So
I'm
you
going
did
to get off this and break
6
my
days.
fast, man. I'm gonna get me some vegetable broth. Yeah, that's
Hey,
get my
yeah,
stomach back.
yeah. Don't go out there and have that big
Big
steak
meals.
dinner.
Yeah, so that's how we started this show off. So if you all who just tuning in late, just go back, and we on Facebook. It's gonna be up, and we on YouTube. You'll be able to go back and look at this show. And the show today was about encouragement, telling you basically how you can go further than you think that you can go, and that we all are greater than we ever could even imagine. And it's time for you to tap into that and be inquisitive about yourself and your abilities. And you should do that. That's part of life. I know you guys watching all kind of movies and shows and sitcoms and all that, but also, watch yourself. Go within and say, what can you do? And you can do way more than what you think you can do. And you don't want to just be normal and average. You want to be the extraordinary person that God made you to be. Individually extraordinary. I promise you. You got to live up to it. You'll feel much, much better. You'll feel fulfilled. You can't get fulfilled with shiny stuff, material stuff. You really can't, because you get that, you get used to it, and now you're on to the next shiny stuff, and it just keeps you like on a treadmill, more, 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 and doesn't bring you happiness. Happiness and fulfillment comes within when you know you yourself, without putting a dollar on it, you done something that you had to administer courage and commitment, and discipline. That's when you doing something. That's the power, man. That's the power within, man. You can't buy that. You gotta take it within. I did this. You gotta be able to tell the food, no. I'm doing this. Committed, right? Right, James? That's the real power, right?
Hey,
That's the mental power.
Talk to that subconscious.
The
So
subconscious.
it could speak to that body. so that
That's when
body
you feel
so that
good.
body must obey.
Oh.
Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, how the rich and the wealthy use life insurance. Use every dollar twice. Pay off debt and build wealth. Saturday, May 25th, 2024. Of course, 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. at Abundance Life Deliverance, 100 South Douglas Road, Pembroke Pines, 33025. And you can register now. Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner, certified tax coach from the Henderson Financial Group, will be there, and he will be sharing with you. Thank you, Mr. Craig Locke, our producer.
Oh man, that's pretty good, boy. I tell you never know. See that? I didn't have it in front of me, and we got a listener, Craig Locke, pulled that off, man. Oh, hey, Craig, man, put that inside the post so people can see that, man. That was so brilliant. That was very good, man. I love you. I love you, Locke. You know I love you like a brother. More than matter of fact, I'm gonna say I love you more than a brother.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. He said us that.
Okay, so we need prayer now.
Oh, okay. Hey, today's word, but you will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you, and you will be witness. Now, what you've heard about today, hey, Rob told you, we are more than we can ask, think, or imagine. So, Father God, Lord Jesus, Holy Spirit, we ask that you, with your presence within us, would bring us to an awareness of how great we are, because we know how great you are. And in our greatness and our giftedness, that we will excel and be greater, so that we can be a blessing to others and glorify you at the same time. So bless all those who will see this in the future and who have joined us this morning, and bless their families, that they too can learn from what is being told and taught, so that together we can have a better community, a better city, a better state, and a better world. In Jesus' name, amen.
Let the church say amen. Oh
Amen.
man, that was a great prayer, Jerry. Hey, listen, y'all, be blessed, because you are blessed. Acknowledge who you really are. Be safe,
And we'll see
and
you
work
next
on being
Saturday.
extraordinary.
Woo! Come on, Rob.
That's the real you. Extraordinary.
Hey, Rob, I
bring
want
it
you to
together.
journal today. I want when you get home this evening, I want you to journal. I want that spirit when you get into your relaxation. Hey, journal with these 5 days.
Yeah, I got you, brother. I got you. Hey,
Relax.
listen, those who's listening to me, you don't have to jump out with 5. You can start with 2. You know, I
1.
mean,
You start
that's
with
right.
1 if you
That's
want
right.
to.
You can start with 1, man. Just start with 1 day where you abstain, and then you eat the next day. Just start with 1, because now what you're building up your commitment, your discipline muscles. You know, it's all you. You can't pay for this. You can't buy it. You know what I mean? This is all you. This is pure you. And it's good for the mind. It's good for the spirit. And you really, when you start doing that, you really, really starting to awaken the sleeping giant within you. All right. Hey, I love y'all. Hey, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Peace. Same time next week. Bye-bye.